Industry 4.0 is obviously a hot topic at the moment. There have been significant studies performed. The Made Smarter review was focused on the adoption of Industry 4 technologies in UK manufacturing. There's going to be some significant announcements later on this week about the development of that strategy to assist UK manufacturers in the adoption of these technologies. But there's a great potential there for UK manufacturers. It's been predicted that it's worth over £450 billion to the UK economy if our manufacturers do adopt Industry 4 technologies, and robotics and automation are a key element of that. The adoption of current robotics and automation technologies is going to be worth about £180 billion to the UK economy over the next 10 years. And I see that the adoption of robotics and automation is a key element of Industry 4 because it provides the consistency, the repetitiveness, the ability to automate our shop floors so that we can then control them, we can get the best out of those facilities, utilising the people where their skills are best suited. So it's a key element of the development of UK manufacturing. We need to do it to make sure that our businesses remain competitive in the future and can adapt to all the challenges that they're going to face over the coming years in the global manufacturing environment. This is our Yumi robot. As you can see, it's a two-armed collaborative machine and it's aimed for small parts assembly. And what we're really trying to do is to give the workforce the tools to be more productive. So it's aimed at using robots for repetitive, mundane tasks, and allowing the people where their skills and ability can add value to the product. So the robot has the ability to identify where parts are. It can, using its vision system, it can then pick and place those parts in the appropriate places for the assembly task. It's collaborative, so we're able to position workers alongside the robot. They can work in conjunction. What it's allowing people to do is to put automation into relatively simple tasks in the factory floor. It's flexible, it can be easily reprogrammed, and it can easily be redeployed to other tasks within the manufacturing environment. What it means is that we can use robots across multiple shifts, add workers to the operation as required, and we can make our workforces much more productive. In terms of the utilisation of this kind of technology in UK manufacturing, we're relatively slow to start implementing these kind of technologies, but we're starting to see significant increase in interest, significant growth in applications, and therefore it's starting to be used throughout manufacturing. And often it's about finding the simplest task that you've got people performing in the factory. Maybe it's just loading and unloading a machine, maybe it's loading and unloading some test equipment, and utilising the robot to perform that particular task, redeploying the workers to something that's more value added, something that's more interesting. And if you're, for example, operating over 2 shifts, you can typically get a payback for this kind of machine within 1 year. So from a financial point of view, it's certainly very much of interest. We are starting to see significant interest in areas like small parts assembly, electronics. This particular robot is limited to ½ kilo, so it cannot carry heavy loads, but there are hundreds and hundreds of tasks being performed throughout manufacturing where this particular robot is suitable. In terms of the performance of the robot, as you can see, it's reasonably high speed. It can match the performance of people, and it's particularly appropriate where you have very repetitive tasks being performed. You are able to also utilize the robot to collect data in terms of using the vision system to monitor the quality of the parts being produced and actually record that data. So you have a record of the operations that have been performed and the quality of the products that are being produced. The biggest barriers that we see in terms of adoption of this technology is normally about concerns of risk. It's normally about concerns relating to flexibility, and it's also the risk in terms of whether I have the skills to employ this kind of technology in my factory environment. And we would add to that that basically these robots are very easy to program. They can be programmed using lead teach, so you don't have to learn the complicated programming methods. So they're very easy to deploy, they're very easy to modify for other tasks. So it shouldn't be the challenge that maybe people perceive. We are helping our customers by helping them identify the most appropriate applications, working with customers to identify where the robots can be successfully used, where they'll get the best financial returns. And as we're doing more and more of these, we're growing the installed base, and the message is spreading into UK manufacturing to demonstrate that robots do have a place to play in UK manufacturing, and that they will be successful and they'll add value to our businesses. To be honest, today it's more about adoption. We don't necessarily need to develop lots of new technology. We need to encourage UK manufacturing to apply the technologies that do exist. And then as we go forward, we will see increasing machine learning techniques, we'll see increasing use of artificial intelligence to apply these technologies to give better benefit to the manufacturing. But as I said before, today it's more about adoption of what's available right now and utilise that to the benefit of UK manufacturing.